Here I have created two items of application data, a client name and a client address field. They are both plain text with no initial values. I'm going to show you how we can associate these and other fields with a workflow custom form. As normal, select the properties and edit for one of the response steps. Click on the button for a data field and position this in the approximate place you'd wish to see the item. Once you've created your first data field item, double click it to change the properties. A good tip here is to create your first field with a default set of values and then duplicate this field for subsequent application data items. I'm going to change this to 3D, have the caption on the left, check the style and set it 12 point, check the style of the value, and then look at the authoring. I have a drop down list for local field, which is a field only associated with the form and no application data, or I can choose from generated application data fields or workflow fields. So first of all, I'm going to put some header information for workflow information. I'm going to say who the originator is and press OK. See here how the originator label has been set to the name of the field. I'm going to position this in an appropriate place on my form. Now I'm going to select copy and then paste. Notice how this gives me another field of exactly the same settings. And I can continue to paste in this mode, giving me a nice consistent look and feel. To get out of copy mode, press escape. I can select a number of fields and move them into a better position. Now to change the value of some of these other fields, I simply go to authoring and change these to appropriate values. Now I can select from the authoring tab the values I wish to use. Here I'm going to put in the template title, the step title, the subject, and finally on this field I'm going to change this to a memo field, and the KF memo is actually the instructions that we set up in the template of the workflow. With two fields here, I'm going to put in my client name and my client address. I can now save and close this form and preview it. I now have a reasonably sensible layout with only minor modifications required. Let's see what this looks like when we actually test it with the workflow. Here is our workflow response step, and here is our custom form with data filled in. Some items need modification.